morning and welcome to the Porch broadcast. Well, last week we didn't get to do a video, and it's one of the rare few times that happens to me. I think in the last two-ish years, uh, we've missed a video. Normally we put out at minimum of one a week and sometimes as much as three in a week. But last week was one of those times I had a couple of jobs going. I just had to get them done, and I was working 7 days a week to do that. I don't like to do that, but sometimes that just happens. But anyway, that's my excuse for not having a video last week. But this week we're going to do a video, and just want to welcome you guys to come along and listen to the video, and hopefully it will provoke productive thought in your mind. That's the goal here at the Porch. We want to say things that will inspire positive thought and positive actions. So, with that said, let's just get started. So, one of the things that, and I've talked about this a little bit before in a different way, but we're going to kind of put a little different spin on it than we did in the past. But we're going to talk about people and division. And in that division discussion, we're going to go to the end of the video and we're going to talk about how to stop that division, how to bring it to a halt. And during the video, we'll talk about the damage that division is doing to us as people. So basically what we see today is we see people that are so adamantly against this party or that party or this religion or that religion or this nationality or that nationality. And if you think about that mindset, there's a certain amount of mental illness to that. Now, when I use the word mental illness, I don't want you to misunderstand what I'm saying. When I refer to mental illness, it's the sickness of the mind that doesn't allow us to think the way we should think. We are not designed to hate and dislike and be mad all the time. We're designed for peace and happiness and unity with each other. But that's not what we're seeing. I see some of the arguments that take place. Well, for instance, I watch some of the congressional things every once in a while. Not too much of it. Those things are disappointing, but every once in a while I do. And they're not looking for an answer. They're looking to make their point pretty much every time. And it doesn't really matter which side of the aisle you're listening to at the time. They are more interested in destroying the other side than they are coming to a peaceful solution to whatever problem it is they're dealing with at the time. And these are supposed to be the brightest minds that we have. These are the people that we voted in and said, we want you to help run our country. That's pretty scary when you think about it. So that's just to kind of frame up this conversation. And I always like to tell a little story on these things to make a point. Now, today I'm going to tell you a little story, but I'm going to be pretty vague because this is a conversation, or I'd say a conversation, an interaction with another person that thinks totally different from me. And I don't want to talk about their names because they're useful to me in that they have a different perspective, and I don't want to mess up the relationship. I don't want to embarrass anybody or anything like that. The ideal of these talks are to help people, not to make one person look bad and another person look good. We got enough of that going on already. So let's try to do this in a positive, constructive way. So anyway, the conversation come up about a particular subject. I'm not going to go into that either. But I had a very adamant view on that subject, and I thought I knew it. Now, I got to be honest, I didn't look into it super deep. It just seemed like the answer to this was so cut and dried that there shouldn't need to be any looking into it any deeper than that. And I got to tell you, I got a little egg on my face on this thing. Well, this other person, they had a way different opinion, and it just sounded so wrong to me that I couldn't imagine anybody having that opinion. Well, whenever they expressed that opinion, I I got to be honest with you, and I'm embarrassed to say this because I've kind of prided myself in listening to the other side. In this case, for some reason, I didn't do it. But anyway, when they expressed that opinion, I just thought, holy cow, how did I miss that? But I did. And that's all right, even though I had some egg on my face. If that's what it takes to get you straightened out, that's all right. That's a good thing. But anyway, when they expressed their opinion on it, I realized that I was at least half wrong in my thinking. Now, you may say, well, you mean the other side was right? No, actually, they were half wrong in their thinking, believe it or not. But when they gave me their opinion, I put what they said together with what I already knew, and I ended up now with enough information that we could talk and come to a solution on the problem, a way to solve that problem. And it, I guess the eye-opening thing is, even though I practiced this for years, I've been doing this for years, listening to the other side and helping work out problems. I had failed to in this in particular case. So lesson learned for me is no matter what I think I know, still listen to the other side. Now you say, well, what's that got to do with me? Well, you ain't no different than me. There's a lot of things that you're half wrong about, and the person that you totally disagree with is probably half wrong about that. But you know what? You're half right, and the other side's half right. Now, if you get those two half rights together, you can solve problems. Okay, so that's kind of the thought process here. And to sum it up and make it make sense is somebody is keeping us separated. The news media is doing a lot of that. But now somebody's pulling their strings. And what I'm getting at is if we want to lose the whole farm, let's just go ahead and let them keep us separated. If we want to find solutions, answers, ways to solve these problems, then we're going to have to talk to each other. Some people might say, and I've had people actually say this to me, well, the other side's stupid. Well, you're probably the stupid one if that's what you think. They're just totally stupid and they don't have any ideas or any answers. And I found that to be very true in life all the way around. I had a supervisor work for me one time, and I did a lot of R&D work and management, and I had him in that group, and he started insulting the other team members. And I pulled him to one side and told him if he'd done that anymore, I was going to remove him, not only from his status in that team, but also from a supervisory position. And here's what he said to me. He said, well, everything that guy says is stupid. I said, well, if you're not willing to listen to some of the stuff he says that you think is stupid, you're not going to get to the good ideas he's got. And he's got some. I've worked with him. I know he's got some good ideas. He's one of the most skilled people in that area, but he certainly has a different personality. But I said, nonetheless, you're going to have to work with him or you're not going to be in this team. And so we solved that day. Anyway, long and short of the whole thing is we're trying to keep a nation and a world going here, and everybody's fighting. I will tell you this, that is not the answer. You're going to have to humble yourself and listen to the other guy, or we're going to look up one of these days and whoever it is trying to keep us divided is going to win. Fact of the matter is, up to right now, they've already won. There's diabolical individuals that are getting rich off our separation. I'm not going to get too deep into that. I could say a lot more on it. But what I'm trying to do is provoke thinking. Now, the answer to everything I just said, we've got to quit being separate. We've got to listen to each other, and we've got to try to find solutions together. We all live in this thing. We all live in this world. We all live in the United States or some country. And so we have an invested interest. Okay, guys, that's my speech for today. We here at the Porch love you, and we do these things hoping we'll inspire positive and productive thought, and we hope we've done that today. May God bless and have a good day.